Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm so excited to have you guys with me today. I get to interview one of our new speakers. This will be her first time presenting with us. Not her first time presenting, mind you, but definitely her first time with us. And I'm very excited to have her be a part of this. I'd like to go ahead and do a bio read for her, and then we'll go ahead and bring her on. Her name is Danicia Christensen from Songs and Souls. And Danicia is an intuitive musician, dancer, healer, speaker, astrologer, performer, and mentor. She uses the power of music and movement to facilitate healing physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. She is the creator of DANSA, a brand new healing modality that incorporates the benefits of over 15 different holistic healing methods into one new process using music and movement into a totally new and revolutionary way. She loves Zumba classes, being outdoors with her 5 sons, snuggling with her husband, and reading historical fiction while eating chocolate in her bathtub or a hammock. Sounds like a woman after my own heart, you guys. This is going to be so much fun. I'm way excited to bring her on and then just interview her and get to know her better. And for those of you who are thinking you might want to come to the St. George conference, we do have some free tickets. This is my email. Write it down right now. Send me an email and I can hook you up with a pair of tickets, literally paid for by our sponsors. We are so grateful for them and for all that they do for us. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this conference, and we appreciate you so much. All right, here we go. Hey, Danicia, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing awesome. How are you, Tammy? Oh, I just realized my light is off in here. Let me turn that on, and that's going to help.
Why? That might be why. I'll go ahead and pull her off while she's getting that all set up really quick. I'm so excited because I want to tell you guys, I have already been hearing from people who have met her at other events, how much fun she is. And also not just because of the learning, but also because of the demonstrations and the activities and getting into it. So you can also feel it. It's just a blast. So I know she's going to be doing a little bit of teaching here today, and I'm very excited to get to know her better as well. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, are you ready, hun? I think she's ready. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring you back on. Okay.
I apologize. I'm doing a bunch of recording today, so trying to find the right spot for this. Yeah. It's like, all the
no
things.
worries, no worries. That's why I love this giant, great, big, huge window in here. It is really good lighting in here for sure.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, so tell us a little about yourself and also how you got into this line of work. We'd love to hear more about you.
Thank you. So my name is Danicia Christensen. I have been married for 20 years to the love of my life. We have 5 boys. I know you just recently were like, you have 5 boys? I'm like, yeah, I have 5 boys. Everyone's usually like, holy moly. But I love it. I love my sons. And it's been so fun because I'm surrounded by men and masculine energy, right? And I teach feminine energy. And I'm like, I teach this because I know what it felt like to be in the opposites. I know I was in tons of masculine energy just from the way that the world is and the way that the world pushes us to be, and the way that my family dynamic was, is like, oh my gosh, I don't have time for like the fun, playful, like we just got to get stuff done. We got to like these boys, and this, like my husband and everything. And so it's been through my own journey over the last several years that I have learned how to be surrounded by masculine energy and still choose into feminine energy. And it has created the most beautiful, amazing dynamic in my home. Mm-hmm. And this is why I teach this to other women, because when you heal a woman, she creates a space of healing for everybody around her, for her husband, for her partner, for her children, for her coworkers, her community, her congregation, and it ripples out until it affects the entire world. And I know that feels like, oh, like that, that's a little extreme, but no, for real, like that's how it works.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, I can tell that you are super passionate about this. And so I have 4 boys and I have 4 girls, and my oldest 3 are girls. And my third of those 3, she's moving out tomorrow. So then it just changes the dynamic of my home so much. We're going to then have the 4 sons and then my 1 little girl,
Yeah.
That's weird. So I feel that shift, the energy, the energetic shift for sure. And I love how you said you can be surrounded by it and you can choose into, literally leading and serving from your feminine. So tell me a little bit more about why you feel like this is so important for women today.
Oh, wow. Well, as a society, we operate primarily in masculine energy. And so, for those of you listening that don't really like, I'm not talking about men and women. I'm talking about the energy that we're in, because a man can be in feminine energy and a woman can be in masculine energy. In fact, that's how my husband and I were for a long time. I was in predominantly masculine energy and he was feminine. You too, Tammy? Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the yin yang, right?
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. And the world does not really reward feminine energy. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't know very many rewards that go out for just like resting and trusting and allowing. Like, most of the awards that we have in the world are like, oh, good, you accomplished this thing. You got first place. You worked really hard. Good job, good job, good job. And yes, those are all amazing things, but there has to be a balance. And the feminine energy is that balance. The feminine energy is the peace. It's the flow. It's the allowing. It's the trusting and entrusting and trusting the process rather than going out and pounding the pavement to make it happen. So yes, action is required. Women do want to be in some amount of masculine energy, but we want to operate primarily from feminine energy. And that is what is causing the burnout and the overwhelm. In the class I was just barely doing, I was sharing how just last night I was in a situation where I was overhearing a conversation between two older women in their like 70s and 80s. And they were both talking about how exhausted they were and how busy they were and how much they had to do. And how they thought when they got older, they'd have more time to just relax and do all these fun things, but they were still just go, 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 do, do, do. And my heart ached for them because I was like, you know what? You can choose out of this. You can choose to not go, 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 do, 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 push, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. And for me, it really was that conscious choice of I'm going to choose out of this way of living and into more peace, more ease, more rest, more flow. And I'm a type 3, I'm Capricorn, Sagittarius, I'm generator. Like, I love to go, 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 do, do, do. Like, that is my jam. And so it was really hard for me at first. I spent almost an entire summer doing absolutely nothing, like laying in my hammock and doing as little as possible, because I had to have that pendulum swing to see what it felt like to be completely out of that go and push, so that then I could come back and find the middle ground of like, okay, when do I need to work and when do I need to get stuff done? And when can I rest and when can I allow everything I want to come to me instead of me pushing and fighting to make it happen? Does that make sense?
It actually does, because I hurt myself a couple of years ago. And I feel like if you don't choose into it, though, like it's almost like the universe forces you into it. And this is what happened to me.
Yep.
It was like the universe was like knocking on my door, and I was like,
for real.
I'm not doing this, And I actually hurt my head. Like, I walked into a sprinkler pipe here in my rural area that I live in, and it knocked me down. I was out for 15 minutes or so.
Wow.
And then I had like some recurring traumatic brain injury symptoms over time. And my husband, this was like a few months later, like that summer-ish, my husband we live kind of on a hill. Our property's on a hill, and he comes walking up and he looks at me and he goes, oh, what are you doing? And I said, I think it's this thing called relaxing. And he goes, I've never seen you do this before. And I said, I know, it's new to me too. But we were both not even kidding. We were serious, because I have 8 kids and run a business, and I homeschooled for 15 years as well. And it's just like, go, 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 go all the time. And it was like the universe said, no, you're not going to do that anymore. And I understand that pendulum swing wholeheartedly. So, and yeah, I actually people are like, you changed your hair. I used to have short, spiky hairs. I changed the energy that I operate from, and it was a full pendulum swing. So what you're talking about, I actually really do understand and can appreciate where you're coming from so much. I just feel so excited that you're actually teaching people how to do this from a place of consciousness versus them being forced to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%. Because I was like you, I used to have lower back pain that would like 2 or 3 or 4 times a year. my back would go out on me and I'd be flat in bed for a week, like a full week of flat in bed, and then like take a
Migraine.
few weeks to build back into it.
Uh-huh.
But it would cause me to literally stop everything, slow down and do nothing, and then gradually build my strength back. And then I would get back into like, go, 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 do, and my body would be like, kind of like, are you like, we're trying to tell you. And your body, that's the amazing thing about our body is when we as women start listening and paying attention to our bodies, they tell us everything we need to know. Everything comes from our feelings. And so we can either listen to like the small feelings and intuition that comes, or we can like just completely be knocked out.
Literally. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
in your case, literally.
Yeah, it looks like your cousin's on. Hey, Shauna.
Oh,
Nice
how fun. I
nice
can't
to see you.
see I can't see
Thank
any of the
you.
live stuff. So is
Okay,
it Shauna Jones?
yeah, you're okay. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull your slideshow presentation up. I'm excited for you to be able to teach more about this. I know you're coming to our St. George conference in Southern Utah. This is this coming weekend. And for those of you who are like wanting to be able to come to this particular conference, I'm going to go ahead and grab the details about the other classes that are happening as well. I'm going to drop them in the comments so that you can find them really easily. And you guys, please feel free to interact with Danicia as she's teaching some of this fabulous stuff. We've got a lot of people also on YouTube and live here as well on Facebook and multiple platforms all at once. Kind of fun.
Fabulous.
All
Tammy, you'll
right.
have to let me know because I can't see any chat stuff or anything. So you'll have to let me know if anyone has any questions or comments or anything like that for me.
Okay. No worries. No worries at all. Okay.
Awesome.
Here you go. And let me know if you need anything. I'll be right here.
Okay, perfect. Well, as I was saying, as I was trying to figure out how to step into this feminine energy that I knew I needed to be in, but I didn't know how, I was really drawn to the concept of music and movement. Now, music's always been a huge part of my life. I have extensive training in voice and piano and a few other instruments, but I never had any training in music, or excuse me, in dance, other than tap dancing in a teddy bear costume when I was like 3. That was pretty much the extent of my dance training. But like I said, I had this lower back pain and I knew that I had energy stuck there, and it had to do with my feminine energy because of the area that was in. It was behind my feminine organs, right? And so I knew that I needed to do something to awaken and to release that energy from my body and step more fully into my feminine energy. And I was drawn to belly dancing. And I don't know about those of you that are listening, but I grew up in a very conservative culture, and belly dancing was not very high on the list of approved activities. In fact, it was not on the list at all. And so it felt really scary and really, yeah, just scary to be able to follow that prompting to do something like that. But I found an online class that I could do in my basement while my husband was at work and the kids were at school, and nobody had to know and nobody had to see me. And to make a long story short, I loved it. And it felt like my body was finally moving in the way that it had been wanting to my entire life. Because we know that music is important and it helps us, and we know that movement is important and vital to our health and well-being. But we don't always feel safe to move as women in the ways that our bodies were designed to. And this is the beautiful thing about belly dancing, is that it was designed by women for women to celebrate women. It had nothing to do with men. It had nothing to do with like, wooing or what's the word I'm looking for? Like stripping or pole dancing or anything like that. It had everything to do with celebrating a woman's body. So when I learned this and realized this and started seeing the changes that me learning to belly dance brought up in my own personal life, with the way that I felt, the way that I interacted with my husband, because it brought me into my feminine energy. And so it automatically put him into his divine masculine energy, which is so beautiful and so amazing to have a man actually in his full divine power. My hair is being weird. Divine masculine power, and the way that it affected my relationship with my sons, my children. And then little by little, going out and affecting the way I interacted with everybody and everything that I did in my life, because I did it from a place of femininity, of flow, of beauty, of love, of trust, of joy, of pleasure, instead of the push, the hustle, the overwhelm, the frustration that I lived the majority of my life in. When Tammy, will you go ahead and skip to the next slide? I don't have that power. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay. So there's a picture of me. That's the first time I did any belly dancing in public. I chose an outfit that was no cleavage and minimal belly. And it was terrifying. And I loved it. And my husband came and he took these pictures, and he was so supportive because he knew that I was doing what I felt prompted to do, what God was asking me to do. And I generally call my higher power God. Please feel free to insert your word, whether that's universe, goddess, source energy, higher power, whatever that is. Please just insert your word there. The other amazing piece that happened as I began learning to belly dance and really started incorporating feminine energy into my life through music and movement was that my relationship with God, with my higher power, changed. Because I was more in tune to the flow and the energy of my body as a woman, I actually was able to receive inspiration, revelation, downloads, whatever you want to call it, more easily. I actually connected to my intuition and that heavenly, I call it my heavenly team, more easily than I had ever experienced before. And that was not something that I was expecting. I knew that would help me in my own life. I knew that it would help me with my relationships and with my sexuality, but I was not anticipating the increased intuitive gifts and awareness and connection that came in from heaven as I stepped into my divine feminine energy. It was absolutely amazing and has just continued to get stronger and stronger as I have continued this practice. Will you do the next slide, please, Tammy? So the reason that I use music and movement in my practice is kind of comes back to this quote by Einstein. He said, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want to create, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Next slide, please, Tammy. And music is the fastest and easiest way to become attuned to that higher frequency. So a lot of you have heard about manifesting and creating and all this stuff. And all that we're doing is we're matching the frequency, the energy, the vibration, the emotion. You can kind of use all of these words interchangeably. All we're doing is matching the energy of what we want. And everything we want, whether it's up-leveled relationships, whether it's wealth and prosperity, whether it's a job, whether it's a vehicle or a home or a vacation, whatever you are wanting is in a higher vibration. So in order to receive that in a feminine way without going out and like, because you can go out and you can work, 80 hours a week, you can like get more education, you can do all those things. But if you want to do it in the feminine way, it's matching the vibration of what you want to receive. So it's going, okay, what is the vibration that I would feel if I had X amount of dollars, if I had the new home, if I had the relationship, if I had the health and vitality? How would I feel? What would I think? What would I feel? How would I act? What would I do? And doing those things in that way and using music to help you to do that. Music and movement are the fastest and easiest ways to become attuned to that higher energy, that higher frequency of what you're wanting to create. Let's skip to the next slide. I'm not even sure what I have for you there. Okay, let's go back then for a second. So this is why I teach you how to use music. This is why in my class that I'll be sharing about, my DANSA program, which is brand new healing modality that I've created, that what Tammy was talking about in the introduction, where I bring in all sorts of elements from holistic healing and energy and awareness, astrology and color therapy and human design and sound therapy, all these different pieces, over 15 pieces, and I bring it all together in one. Because I don't know about you, but I don't have time to go to 15 different classes a week or watch 15 different webinars or podcasts or whatever. Like, I need it all in one. I told you, I'm very much like, let's get things done. It's still like my natural way of being, and learning how to do this in feminine energy. And so this is what I teach, and this is what I'll be sharing more and more about at the Energy Healing Conference this next weekend, of how to use music. I'm going to give you specific tools of how you can use music and movement to create, I call it your dream life of magic and miracles. That is what I'm all about, is helping women get out of overwhelm and frustration and hustle and push and into their divine feminine energy of trust, of flow, of receiving, of joy, of satisfaction and pleasure. And when you are in that, and when you use music and movement to help you to get into that, it makes it easy and joyful and pleasure filled, and everything happens just so magically. Go ahead to the next slide. Go ahead to the next. Yeah, I think that's it. That's pretty much what I wanted to share, and invite you to come to my class in St. George to learn more about this and how you can use, like I said, we'll be learning more about the DANSA class specifically if you're wanting to take a course and learn how to do all of this. And in the class, I'm going to be sharing 3 tips that you can start doing right now today to start incorporating this in your life. Thank you so much, Tammy. That was so fun to share what I'm so passionate about. I could talk about it all day long, but I won't.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to share this with us as well. And I know not everybody's from the St. George area. So if you happen to be somewhere near Boise, you will also be there, right? You also will be in Idaho Falls.
Okay.
And exciting, we're also going to have you at the summer conference this coming June. So thank you so much for supporting our events and also for creating this fantastic shift for a lot of people. Like I said, I feel like if you're not forced to do it, this is such an easier way, right? Like choose it, step into it, and allow that flow to happen. So
true.
I do want to go ahead and put your link up here on the screen so that people can see that. Why don't you tell us what this is a little bit more, and then I'll go ahead and we'll let you go.
The DANSA class? Cool. Then you can go ahead and pull up the slide. I think it's the second to the last one specifically about the class. So this class, a lot of women ask me like, well, what do I know the details of like what it's going to be. Yes, that's the one I'm looking for. The what will you get out? And you'll see all the details. You'll get that all. We're going to be doing belly dancing. The movement is based in belly dancing with kind of a flavor of yoga combined with it, where I combine the two. And then the music is music that I've specifically, like I've written it and created it and recorded it myself, because it's very specific vibration, instruments, rhythms that facilitate the healing and the growth that we want. And we go through each of the chakras, starting down with the root and moving all the way up through crown, to bring the healing and the connection and the awareness that your body is looking for. So specifically in this DANSA class, you're going to receive increased ability to feel peace, joy, love, celebration, satisfaction, light in every aspect of your life. And it's going to heal every relationship in your life, starting with your relationship with yourself, because your most important relationship is you. We always talk about how we're interacting with others. We talk about developing a relationship of trust. If you're in business, you talk about the relationship of know, like, and trust with other people. But it's not very often that we realize, oh, what about my know, like, and trust with me? What about that? Because you only allow your relationships with others to be as good as your relationship with yourself is. So you want to up-level the relationship with your spouse or your partner, with your children, with your coworkers, with your boss, with God. Start with your relationship with yourself, with your own body. Thank you, Kim. I love it too. It's so, so true. You're going to have your intuitive gifts revealed to you in clear, more profound ways. And this is, like I told you, this was kind of that bonus piece that I wasn't expecting when I stepped into feminine energy and into belly dancing specifically, was how much more clearly I could hear God's voice in my life, how much more clearly my intuitive gifts came alive, and I was able to receive that awareness and have the clarity and the confidence and the trust. Because as women, everybody, but I feel like women specifically, we want to know that we're doing it right. We want to know that we're on the right path. We want to know that we're here fulfilling our mission that we came to earth to do. We want to know that we're being a good mom or a good wife or a good grandma or whatever it is. We want that awareness, that validation, that clarity. And this is what happens when you start using music and movement to awaken your intuition and tune into your divine femininity, is that you start to receive that clarity and that awareness. And it doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from anywhere else. It comes from you, which is the only place where it really matters, is you and your connection with your higher power. And then everything that I do, everything that I teach, all comes back to helping you to step more fully into your dream life of magic and miracles, helping you unapologetically get the life, receive the life that you came here to live, because that is what you're meant to have as a woman, is constantly being dazzled and delighted by the magic and miracles and the ease and the flow that things come into your life. So that's what I'll be sharing about. That's what I'll be teaching in this DANSA class. You have that link there if you want. If you're like, no, like I want this and I want this now, you can go on, you can register, and the email with the class will be sent to you within the next couple of minutes, and you can start it right now. You don't have to wait for anything.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I look forward to getting to know you better. This is going to be such a blast.
Likewise. Well, and thank you, Tammy, for hosting these conferences, because this is something that I feel so strongly to get out into the world. And as I was tuning into like, okay, God, like, what do I need to do? Do I need to put on conferences? Do I need to host podcasts? Like, what's going on? It was very clearly, remember Tammy Ward? Do her conferences. And I was like, boom, let's do it. I love Tammy. I've been to her conferences. They're amazing. And so I'm so excited to be a part of them now. So thank you for doing what you felt inspired to do, because it's blessing all of us.
Yeah, thank you. Well, 10 freaking years. Can you believe that? That's crazy.
That's crazy. Oh yeah, you're celebrating the 10-year anniversary this year, aren't you?
Yep. Every single conference, we're doing something special, something extra for everybody there. Yeah,
so fun.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And we'll see you next weekend. You're awesome.
Sounds great. Love you. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being live.
Oh my gosh, she's like a lot of fun. You can tell she's got a lot of energy. Her class is going to be the bomb. I'm super excited about that. I want to show you guys something really fast. I was just totally looking at, I have a copy of, oh, let's see. I've not done this one yet. Okay. I want to show this. Let's see if I can share this. Okay. So this is a copy of the St. George schedule for next week. Check this out, you guys. We have so many fun classes all happening throughout the day. And I thought it'd be fun just to kind of take just a quick moment here to share this with you. So at 8 a.m., Whitney Gleave is going to be doing a sound bath experience, literally releasing conditioning, any sort of dogmatic trauma, or anything like that you're just like ready to let go of, with sound and vibration. And she has these gigantic sound bowls that she's going to be using for people in that room. So if you want to get the day kicked off and started right, you can jump right into there. Vendors will also be open at 8 a.m., by the way, as well. And then if we're going to be talking about manifesting more money, and I'm definitely going to be doing that with a space of flow and energy and ease, momentum. Yeah. So if you're looking for some really great new tools, that will be an intimate gathering. That's also at 8 a.m. as well. And it looks like our 8 a.m. class is not updated on this particular schedule, but let me just tell you, there is another class that will also be happening at 8 a.m. as well. And that one is a class from Alyssa. She's going to be doing a class about discovering your intuitive gifts as well. So check that out for sure. Mary Lou is coming in from Florida. She's going to be talking about LifeWave light patches, photobiomodulation. Wendy Jensen is going to be talking about her book and so much more. So if you yourself have either left a high demand organization and you're looking for ways to be able to get more peace with that, this is a really, really great class for you. Crystal Perry is going to be talking about how to trust your intuition. And she's a medium who came last November with us and literally did back-to-back appointments the entire day. Morning, afternoon, and evening was still going really strong. Marta DeBrard will be talking about the light therapy. And of course, if you've been to our conferences, then you know that the Lumaceutical Light Therapy brand literally will give you guys a free light therapy session. You literally kick back, you get 20 minutes all to yourself. It's a beautiful opportunity to just go inward and do a meditation with the light therapy. It's also a great way to get grounded as well. Shelley Jo Wallstrom will be talking about amino acid therapy and also hypnotherapy. And her class has been really a huge hit at many, many events. Darcy Collins is going to be coming in and she'll be teaching quite a few really cool things. This is going to be her first time speaking with us. Empower Wellness is her topic. Tomasa will be talking about aligning your body with Cosmic Blueprint. And I mean, there's like all of these wonderful things that are going to be happening throughout the day. I just wanted you to see the schedule. I'll go ahead and get the updated schedule added to our website there. You can go ahead and check out this link and go right to all of these wonderful things that are happening. Dr. Bradley Nelson, author of The Emotion Code, will be there. There's Danicia on the website right there at 2 o'clock. And let's see, so many fun things: emotional release breath work, more sound bath, connecting with angels, lots of really cool things. Danielle and I just had the opportunity to talk about her deep dive into Akashic records as well. And we've got speakers coming in from Canada. That's Roxanne with cellular healing. Reverend Tom Wolfe will be doing mixed metaphysics, being a mixed metaphysician, and he's coming in from Oregon. Charles Christie and Maggie own the wellness center there in St. George that we'll be doing our VIP night at, and they're going to be talking about holographic human technology. I mean, just look at all of these wonderful things that are going to be happening. Of course, we heard from Kasia Caldwell earlier. She led us through a meditation this morning. So if you didn't get a chance to hear that, you can definitely go and check that out. So many fun things happening. I just want to take a moment to just say thank you so much to Danicia Christensen for tuning in, giving us a little bit of a peek into her soul to see what her passion and her excitement is about. As someone who's personally been like beat upside the head from the universe to be put into feminine energy, I can just say her way looks a lot more fun, looks a lot more pleasant. So this will be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for being here today. We'll see you again. I'll be back Monday. We'll be hearing from Tomasa and I think one more other speaker as well. So stay tuned. And if you do need tickets to any of the upcoming conferences, be sure to check out our website, energyhealingconference.com. Thanks, guys. See ya. Bye.